And we are live, everybody. Welcome to our weekly stream here. Mike Anderson here with the 1% Solution and Living Motion monograms. Hey, I'm excited today because we get to finally find out who our big winners are going to be on the X2 projector mount giveaway. We all obviously also have some other prizes as well. For those of you that didn't quite know about this or kind of came in a little bit late, we for the past 3 weeks have been doing a little contest, having a little bit of fun. And that contest basically was that we were going to be doing 6 different prizes, and really easy to enter to win. First way was simply to take a photo of your projector on the X2 projector mount itself and post it online with the hashtag X2 projector mount, X2 projector mount contest, as well as the hashtag Living Motion monograms. And the second way was that if you didn't have an X2 projector mount, that you could simply just go ahead and link the YouTube channel and with the hashtag X2 projector mount giveaway, and we would enter you to win. So a little bit later in this live stream, we are going to be finding out who our big winners are going to be, and that's going to be coming up shortly. Hey, we got very special thanks. Hey, we got Rhythm Masters just subscribed. Thank you so much for that. And for those of you guys watching right now, if you want to chime in, make sure you say hi in the chat. Let everyone know you are here, and do a little roll call. Let's see who's joining us today. So, let's see here. All right, because we're going to be answering questions as well throughout the live stream about sales, and then other stuff you can go ahead and post as well, because we will be answering those questions in the live stream a little bit later after we get done with our little sales talk here. Special thanks. Hey, we just had also special thanks to DJ Mike Napoli. I probably got that completely wrong, but sorry about that. DJ Mike, thank you so much for subscribing. That's another cool thing. If you guys subscribe right up here, you'll see your name pop up there, and it definitely helps out. So as you guys subscribe, there's a little bell icon next to the subscription button. If you want to be notified of future live streams when they go live, just let us know. All right, we got a DJ Productions. Thanks so much for being here. What's going on? Rhythm Masters joining us here. Howie, good to see you, man. Love seeing you here. And Mr. Max Weinberg, another Monograms legend, is in the house today. Good to see you, Mike. Good to see you, Max. See, that's how much I respect you, man. It's you're like a second me. Just come on down and help me catch up on some work. I appreciate that. So I want to thank everybody who did submit their little their photos or tagged online. We did have some of you guys do that as well. And we'll be getting into that in just a little bit. But today, my friends, is about sales. And as I kind of described in the description, it probably will be the last one I ever do on sales. I am not claiming that I know sales. I really haven't taken a whole lot of classes on sales itself, but I know what has worked in the past. All right. And I know over the past 20 years of doing this, the shortcomings, the pitfalls, the challenges that we face. And I also know by talking pretty extensively with clients what they end up facing every time they go in to meet the DJ. And and I think that there are some lessons to be learned there, because there's all kinds of different sales tactics, and really that's what I call them. I mean, you'll hear stuff like, always be closing, and I think that is definitely one of those good traits if used in the right context. I'm just kind of a no pressure type of sales guy. I don't like to put them in a situation where they just feel they have to make a decision instantly. And so to get things kind of kicked off, one of the things you're going to notice as we talk about this stuff is there's going to be, you know, different kind of scenarios, and there's going to be different things that you guys learn, that you know, in this live stream. Some of them are, there's going to be a lot that might apply to you, and there's going to be some that just that you think that don't apply to you. The cool thing about it is that, as the reason we're going to make this obviously available later on to watch is because some of the stuff that doesn't apply to you now, I'm pretty sure some of it's going to apply to you later. You know, there's some of this stuff's going to be in steps, and so you'll apply a couple things, and then you'll come back and go, oh, wait a minute, now I can do this. Now we can, you know, implement this, practice into it as well. And you know, my hope is that, you know, just right off the bat that you get some nuggets that really help you guys out. And let me know as we go on what you guys like, and you know, even if you don't, even if you disagree, put it in the chat. Let me know why, and your points are going to be extremely valid. I want to know. Everybody's, you know, got a different point of view there as well. So let's go ahead and get rid of this here, so we can come back to our screen. And really the first step, I think, in doing these sales is preparation. That's the key word, preparation. And when it comes to preparation for your consults, it's going to start right off the bat with, you know, that initial phone call. When you talk with them, and don't be afraid to ask that $1 million question of, you know, what services are you most interested in? Is it DJs? You know, with my, I guess I should give you a little bit of background about my service, just so you can see how it kind of, how I implement a lot of this stuff. I'm a single operator company. I only book myself out for events. We also run photo booths. And so I've got a separate, you know, my wife April runs the photo booth division of the company, and so she's the one who's out at the events. We do lighting service as well, lighting design. And so there's, you know, we do quite a few events where, you know, we'll just go out and do lighting, or just do photo booth, and that we get calls on. And so it also kind of comes into play of, you know, recently, I'm going to give you guys a little tour of the office, to give you, you know, some more tips on how we've kind of implemented some of the almost spontaneity of, you know, wanting clients wanting to add on things to their wedding. And just because the truth is, they don't know what they want until they see it. And that's with it. That's not just with weddings. I mean, that has to do with everything. And so as we go through this process, the more you educate them, the more you let them know about what is possible for their wedding day. That's that secret. That's that goal of just, you know, giving them those ideas. But to give them those ideas, and to give them the right ideas, you got to know what you want to present. If you sit in your meeting and you spend an hour and a half going over a bunch of stuff that, you know, truth be told, they're not interested in, you're going to be tuning them out. And then the stuff they are interested in, they're just going to skip right by. So how do we figure out from the start what it is that they're looking for? And really that comes into play with my first step that I do. And that is when I set up a consultation with a client, one of the things that I do is I have them fill out a questionnaire. And I just ask them, say, hey, you know, it's basic information, and, you know, only takes about 2 minutes to fill out, but it's going to let me know what you guys are interested in, so that we can just concentrate on that during our meeting and not worry about, you know, stuff that you're not interested in. It'll just save you a lot of time. And it saves, you know, us as the company itself going, you know, figuring out what information we want to cover during that consultation. We're limited on time. We don't always get the chance to spend all the time we want in the consultations. 3-4 hours can tend to be a little bit long. And so the first one of the you see on the screen here, one of the things that I do is there's a section that says, you know, I'd want to know more about what services you're interested in, and it just has, you know, the different services that we offer, everything from Pour up lighting, monogram, dancing on the clouds, snow, elegance effect. Not really a description of what these include, but at this point, I've also sent them all the pricing and information about these services so that they can look at it ahead of time. And really just gives you that insight. When I look at this, I know, okay, I'm probably not going to maybe design a monogram to have in the showing in the office as they arrive, because right now they say they're not interested in monogram lighting. Dancing on the clouds, no. Snow, no. But we know that they're interested. They need sound for the ceremony. This also lets us put that message in their mind. A lot of people don't think about that ahead of time, and so when they're talking with DJs, they're like, "Oh, sound for the ceremony. What does that mean?" Well, microphones, music, or if they're doing live musicians and they go, no, we've got live musicians. It's like, okay, well, how many microphones are they bringing? I mean, you want your guests to hear the bows and stuff, right? I know at this point they're interested in decor lighting. They're interested in, let's see, uplighting, dance floor lighting, starry night effects, pipe and draping, and photo booth service. So I've got some kind of key elements that I can, talking points that I can use during our appointment to go over this information with. And it also lets me know kind of what direction I want to steer as far as photographs and stuff that I want to show them. I think one of the biggest sales tips that you guys can do right now is every event that you do, doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it's a birthday party or every facility that you work at, take your camera phone out, get a nice camera, do whatever you want to do. Take photos. Really, they don't have to look amazing, but that definitely does help. But even if they're just camera phone photos, what you're doing is when you sit down with clients, all of a sudden they see photos of different events at their facility. They no longer have to ask that question, have you ever worked there before? Are you familiar with this facility? It's out of their mind. It never even comes up. They see those images and they're like, let's see what the ballroom itself looks like. This is some of the stuff we've done in the past with other couples. And so once we know this information, then that gets us started with our next step, which is, the meeting itself. Now, some of us meet clients off location. So it could be at the facility. It could be, at the coffee shop or, a small diner or something, to talk with them about the service. And that is, one of those things where you have to tailor this towards that atmosphere. If you're showing, a video footage that is, incredibly romantic and has, very soft music and stuff, but yet you're in a loud kind of coffee shop, may not be the best approach to do. You're going to need to rely more on visual stuff, and not how, the words that the brides are speaking, the video to pull out that emotion. If you have an office, some of you guys, and including me, have like an office and, in a showroom. What I'm going to do right now is I want to show you guys just kind of a tour of when the clients arrive in our office here. So we'll take a look at this here. And as they walk in, and I'll let you guys kind of see this, just kind of go through this video once as I talk about kind of the whole concept behind our office. Our office itself is new. Back last year we kind of ended up coming up with this idea. One of the things I used to do is I used to manage a multi-op company, and the problem was that like everything that I wanted to do for an event, I had to be able to train 7 or 8 other guys to be able to do the exact same thing. And that became a little bit of a challenge. But the thing I loved about it was that community, that sitting around a table and kicking around ideas, seeing what, people, what are you doing this weekend? What'd you do last weekend? What worked? What didn't work? And when you're a single op, it becomes incredibly hard and difficult to really pull that off, because then you're just sitting there talking to yourself and your wife thinks you're going nuts. It's hard to kick around those ideas. You need that outside point of view to go, yeah, that's a really bad idea. Because you might have it set in your mind that, but nobody ever complains. Yeah, most people won't. They just won't use you. Right? They're not going to say anything about it. So we had this idea last, I don't know, June. I think it was probably about June. So, and we started implementing it. And basically, the idea was that I wanted to get like 4 of the top entertainment companies, all DJ services, put them under one roof. And we opened up a 2,000 square foot office, a giant showroom, and started to collaborate on those ideas. What do we want to be able to show our clients? What do we want to be able to do? And in turn, what ends up happening is now we've got this huge support system where we're able to have service. I'm able to offer services I was never able to offer before. And because everybody kind of specializes in something a little bit different. And so, and now they're able to offer stuff that they just weren't familiar with before, or didn't specialize in. And it's worked really well. And a lot of people kind of go, oh, there's no way you could pull that off. How can you have your competitors in the same building? It works. It works. You got to surround yourself with just great people, and we're able to do that. So what you're seeing here, that's our showroom. That kind of gives us a little perspective of like just what's when we bring clients into the showroom. I usually start off meetings and go, hey, here's the play place. This is where sometimes ideas are born. A lot of times this is where I'm going to show you in a large atmosphere what we can do for you, and give you an idea of what that your room's going to look like before the wedding day. So we've got our different kind of services set up, and a lot of stuff subtle. I mean, you got in this room alone, we get to see that, well, we can show off the pipe and drape that we can do, or the LED star curtain, the letters. We've got the lighting up on the in the ceiling and stuff, and be able to turn different effects on to show what those will like in the room. We're able to dim any and all lights in there, and then change the colors of the uplighting to match what their wedding's going to be. We've got projection systems set up, and hopefully within the next year I'll have this room mapped out where I can change the entire room to something completely different. And I think that'll be a big wow factor. And the honest truth is, I'm not at this point, I'm not trying to sell them on the services. What I'm trying to sell them on is, hey, whatever ideas you guys end up having, we can make happen. Whatever ideas you guys have, just share them with me. Let's see how we can make. So right at the beginning of the video here, this is the just the main entryway as they come in, and are greeted if they have to wait at all. And look around the room. I mean, everywhere that the clients look, they are seeing photos and different facilities, different events. It's no coincidence that all those photos typically have lighting in them, or like other services that we offer. That's kind of what we're showcasing. What we want to do is say, hey, look, here's what we can do. Every ballroom can be enhanced, and there are very specific things that we can do. There's some changes that we can make to customize it towards your event. And as they come in, this is the my office here. We continue that trend. Everywhere they look, they're going to see that back wall is covered with thank you cards from past clients, photos around the room, having a great time. And I think that was one of the things that we wanted to do, was that in the office we wanted to show that everybody's having a great time and stuff. Out of the office, we wanted to out in the hallways and stuff, we wanted to show what we could do as far as setting the mood. But even right where the clients sit, just off to the left side of them there, is another picture frame, and that picture frame has a bunch of photo booth examples, different printouts that we've done over the years, and it's just there to show that at all these events how much fun people are having inside the booth. So if they weren't thinking about doing a photo booth before, that might start to go, oh look, that looks like a lot of fun. Again, we haven't even gotten into sales. I haven't mentioned it to them. We haven't talked about it yet. But what we're doing is setting the tone, setting that the kind of the atmosphere to really be able to let them make these decisions, and kind of give them the helpful push that they may need if they want to make those decisions now or later as well. So I'll let that video kind of continue to play. So we sit down during the sales appointment itself. One of the things I do is I usually always just kind of start off and go, okay, well, let's go through and just take a moment and let's take a look at your guys's facility or your ballroom. If they're at a private residence, then I've got a folder of let's see here. We'll go to the first one here. And if they're like I was saying, if they're at a private residence, I've got a folder of photos from events where people were at private residences, just to go, here's some of the things that we do to help out with different challenges of being in kind of a even more wide open area or a more condensed area. Here's what we can do. And so as we kind of open up, if there were going to be, so this is the Gold Room at Arden Hills, then I start to show them photos, and I sit and just kind of start perusing. We're going to go ahead back to our main page here, and showing them events, and these particular ones were just ones that I got the photographer provided for me. Different things that we've done here. They were a fun one. We obviously, you could tell we were doing the Shulywed game, but we kind of made a little change to the Shulywed game by doing they made these little figures. Obviously love video games, and these are on the tables, and we were going to do kind of the the shoes themselves, but these ended up being a really great visual, made for a really great photo opportunity. So I start to show them those, if I I know what their wedding colors are, which is another question I ask on the questionnaire. Is there a theme to your wedding, or what are your wedding colors? Then I kind of know that information ahead of time. Then I can start to go, okay, well, then maybe I want their wedding colors are blue. You can tell the difference. This is me with my more of my iPhone photo rather than the professional photographer. Trying to get it to look right, or if I promise you, I'm a better DJ than I am a photographer. I never claimed that. Showing them what kind of cake mapping can look like, or for different events. And really being able to, I usually slide in one or two of those things where it's like, I know they're not interested in cake mapping, but if I show them video footage of, cake mapping, the main point of doing that is to show them that there's, so much more that we can do for your event. You may not be interested in this, but the level of talent that's in the company that can make stuff happen for you. That's what we're trying to prove, is the experience. And when you set that in their mind, that your experience is going to make the difference of just a phenomenal wedding day, that is kind of one of those secrets to making an easy sale. So again, just showing them different images, different photos from the event. Oh, there's a garter cannon. And what do you guys think? Post in the chat. What do you guys think? Do you guys show a lot of photos during your consultations? I mean, do you show video footage? What's your guys' opinion? What do you guys usually do during sales that you tend to see help out a lot? What helps the clients, or that you've learned over the years? Yeah, really, the only sales classes and stuff that I've taken were from, like Mitch Taylor, Vicky Musney and stuff, where, Vicky's stuff has helped out a lot by being able to read people and know when, what direction to go while I'm talking with them. If you haven't checked out their stuff, definitely take a look at it. It's pretty darn impressive there. So second, my chat has. All right. So yeah, Joe says he's got lots of photos on, just LED screen behind him during the meeting. Yeah, uses a picture frame, have a little simple slideshow of those images, and knowing obviously where they're going to be having their wedding at, then you could toss in have it in a use the folder of photos from that facility. Any questions we can take out of their mind before they have to ask them, it's a huge bonus. I mean, just comes down to, shows how much experience that you end up having. So and Max says, from our pre-planning questionnaire, I would have their information, names, dates, locations, and have a monogram already made on the wall as they walked in. Worked almost every time. Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I've seen, Max post before in his shows in his office, where, he's got a projector just built into the ceiling. And, we do the same thing in the office with the monitor. We've got a giant, flat screen TV that shows one of my screens. So as I'm working on stuff, they can see it as well. And, that just, again, makes them obviously part of the meeting instead of just kind of wondering what you're typing. You never really want them wondering, okay, what is he putting down? For those of you guys doing, you may not have an office. Maybe you're meeting on a different location. You can do the same thing. You can, make a quick monogram or something with their names, similar to what Max does, and have it as your desktop backdrop, so that when you first start, it shows the clients that you just want to clean up your desktop, make sure it's not full of icons, but just put them all into one folder in the lower corner, so that when you're ready, you can open up that folder and go into the rest of your presentations there. Or use those tools, use that laptop for displaying those images. Friend of mine, Rick Bird, he's got, and oh man, I wish, maybe he's actually on right now watching. But if he is, hopefully he'll chime in and let me know. He's got a laptop, and there's one maker that makes them that there's actually a screen on both sides. So basically shutting the lid itself, and the top of the lid is another screen, and it acts as a second screen. So if he wanted, he could do a slideshow of images that show, that facility while he's typing on the other side and taking notes and meeting with clients. It was something he brought to a meeting and showed, and I just thought it could be the coolest thing. I wish that more companies would do some kind of option like that, because instead of having the Apple logo or something at an event like that, or your company name, I've seen that before too, that you could just have, the client's names or something on, as a little monogram on the back of the screen itself, if your laptop is in fact showing at the has anybody tried doing this via FaceTime? Interesting. Courtney, thanks for asking that. Have you tried doing it during FaceTime? Yeah, I've done sales during FaceTime. the difficult part is that you're definitely limited on what you can show. I usually kind of turn towards Skype or something like that where I can share my screen with the clients and then be able to show photos. Video sometimes is sketchy to be able to show via Skype, depending on their connection and yours. But to me, having that ability to be able to control what's on their screen during those sales, kind of a huge perk. That way they can see what you're trying to explain. You don't have to direct them towards a website and then look at this photo. Or, if you do want to do it during FaceTime, then they're, you have to wonder if they're going to have access to their computer or to be able to check those things out as well. But going through and as we go through the meeting, the reason I'm kind of showing these photos is that I want to be able to show them what's possible in that room. I will start usually with these photos. It shows all different kinds of things that we can do, and then kind of end it with, the same room. Here's the same room, without any of that stuff in it. And it still looks great. But if there are things that you want to do to enhance it, then we're definitely the company for you. We can make that happen. But seeing kind of a before and after, that's why I kind of always start with the wow photos and progress out of that into the final photo of just the room by itself. Before and after photos definitely make a huge impact, huge impression on them. So all right. Okay, so continuing on with the meeting itself. I usually start off by just letting them know there's a lot of stuff that we can do. And for me, I concentrate on the entertainment side of it first. And I said, and then the different event options and stuff are things that you can add on or take off at any time during our planning. There's a couple little limitations depending on time and stuff, but most everything is stuff that we can make adjustments to later. And so that first meeting, I want to just kind of set those seeds of what's possible for them. And it really does, kind of, I don't want to say it lets their guard down a little bit, but the more pushy you are in the beginning, the more defensive they're going to be and just go, okay, yeah, we're definitely going to, okay, we'll think about it. We'll get back to you. And because one of the things I think that was beneficial to all of us is to, if you concentrate on the entertainment side of this first, then they're going to book the entertainment service. And then the chances of them using you for the other services are a lot more likely than for them to go out later and find someone else to do it. So I'll go over the entertainment services themselves and then, start to talk about, and then the handout that I had emailed them prior, which is just, PDF form, which has all the pricing and stuff on it. I just explain what's on there and start to, put together that package for them. And then I say, from the questionnaire itself, it's pretty much given me permission to go, and you guys were also interested in photo booth service. Let's talk about that. And then, or you guys were also interested in uplighting. Let's talk about some different options for that. That really, that questionnaire gives you that, during the meeting to be able to talk with them more about those services without feeling like you're pushing. You're just answering their questions. And then and always don't be afraid to, follow it up with, is there any other services that you're interested in, that you'd like to know more about? What else can we do for your event to make it amazing? That I think is a key phrase. One of the things for those of you, we always try and avoid doing, fast food, but you guys, if last time you went to fast food, one of the things you may have noticed that has changed a lot of times in the drive-through is anybody else who's watching right now notice that usually the last thing that the drive-through attendant says is, what else can I get for you? Not, is there anything else I can get for you? What else? And what else? And what else can I get for you? I started to notice that more and more. And at first I just thought, oh, I was like, oh, that's kind of an interesting way, wouldn't it? But what I found myself doing on the first time was, oh, you know what? Yeah, I get a small frosty. You know what? Let's get a small whatever. Let's get something else. And then I just realized, I'm like, I just got upsold. And, they do that all day. And even if only half the people do it, they're making a lot more money every day just on items that people were never, ever going to order anyway. I was kind of shocked. And I don't know who figured this out. I don't know who. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just the sucker, and they're just doing it for me. I'm supporting the entire fast food industry, but I just noticed it being done more and more and more and more. And I think it's just the choice of words. It's, what else can I do to make your wedding amazing? What else can we do to enhance the moments? And that's an open-ended question. It's not a sales question. It's not what other services can we add on. It could be something as simple as, hey, call me every month, say hi. And that's something that we can do. What are you, let's see, Courtney says, what are you doing? What you're doing now looks great. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Yeah, Gerald, Zoom.us is also great for video meetings. I think there's some more options available with the Zoom meeting as well. And it's definitely something that would be really cool to look into. We use Zoom meeting for a lot of our group sessions. I know with like Wood Guild and stuff. So, and it works phenomenally. Max says, also from Ron Ruth, stolen idea. I would have pizza for my 5 p.m. or after work meetings. Broke down many walls and set a relaxed atmosphere. Yeah, great point. Whether it's candy on the table or, drinks available to them. That's a great point. A lot of them are rushing from work to get to you, and they might be hungry, and there's nothing that makes a client want to leave there faster than having their stomach growl. When we do the planning appointment, tends to last longer, and obviously longer than the consultation. They one of the things I always tell them is, hey, don't be afraid when you guys are coming here. If you want to stop, grab something, bring a pizza, bring whatever you want to eat. We've got plates, napkins, all that stuff here for you. But bring it, because I know, and eat while we're meeting. We're gonna have a lot of fun, but I want to make sure you guys are happy. But yeah, if we surprise them, that haven't tried this surprise pizza party yet. That's a good point. That'd be fun to do. Howie says, I asked them what their dreams and theme is, and I follow their lead. Listen, then I show them photos and video. It's a great point, Howie. It's I joke with clients all the time, and I go, look, there's a secret in the industry. I don't want anybody to know this, but if there's a little secret that's out there where I found out how to have give you guys the most amazing wedding day, and it just involves you just listen. They're like, huh? I'm like, listen to your clients. They'll tell you everything you need to know. You just have to be able to listen to them, and really the big concept behind it is just give them ideas. I stress that a lot during that first meeting is I'm here to give you a lot of ideas. Some of them you're going to think suck. They're not going to work for you. You're going to hate them. That's okay. Some of them you're going to absolutely love. Some of them you're going to want to do. Some of them you're not going to want to do. But the important thing is that you're honest with me and tell me what it is that you guys really like and what you don't like, because that's what kind of helps us narrow down that style. I don't expect you to know exactly what you want for your wedding. And that's not something they should, have to expect anyway. Why would they, expect to know exactly what they want? And usually the first question everybody always asks them, like, okay, so what are you looking for your wedding? And they just kind of give a run-of-the-mill answer. Well, we want it to be beautiful and fun. Yeah. But if you give them ideas and go, what do you think, what's your opinion on that? Then you know what direction your clients are going to steer you in when it comes to that. And then, okay, we're going to get into now step 2 of this. Once we've booked the clients, I want to get into the planning. So I've got forms set up where I'll have clients fill out general information before we actually sit down and do the meeting, because it gives me an opportunity to have stuff prepared. It makes the meetings a lot shorter. One of the sections that I have up here is going to be, event ideas I want to know more about. And all I did here was I put down just a ton of ideas and I just made them yes, no. Didn't explain what they were. And I let people know, the ideas you see on this page, the stuff that with the $sign behind it usually means there's an additional expense to it. Just so you know ahead of time. But if you select yes, it doesn't add it to your package. It just says, we want to know more about this. So now what I've done is I've given a second opportunity for them to say, yeah, we want to know more about monograms, or we want to know more about this. And then you can kind of compare that first set of, answers of services they're interested in to the second set by the time you do your planning appointment. Because that'll be your second opportunity where they're going to add stuff on. And so we just have everything from top 10 list, deluxe atmospheric lighting, dancing on the clouds, rock, paper, scissors, dinner release, words of wisdom cards. Because a lot of times they'll just go, so I saw this, what is this? And really that's the purpose of this. Like, well, let's go through, we'll start the meeting off and go answer the questions about these different things. Because usually before I even start the planning appointment, we've already added on 1 or 2 things. And a lot of it can be, yeah, we want to do lighting. Okay, well, let's see what we want to, we can take care of the financial side of that ahead of time, and then get back to the fun part of just making it fun for them during the planning. So now we have another insight of what they're interested in as our second step, and that brings us into and gives us permission to bring it up during our planning appointment itself. Let's see here. And so for them, there's like anniversary dance, song titles for table release, motion monogram lighting. See, again, you might notice we've got, I think that's okay. So dance area lighting they were interested in, but they didn't answer that. And so room decor up lighting, garter cannon, custom wedding party introductions, anniversary, all that stuff. So I know what I'm going to bring up, and I've got some ideas of, creative ideas we can present during that meeting. And by knowing this ahead of time, we'll also make the meeting a lot shorter. Instead of trying to present every one of these to them, we can kind of go with the most important ones, the ones that they are already interested in. So that brings us into there. That's our second opportunity where if they want to add stuff on, they can. And I think that another helpful tip to this is that when we do the contract, I do remind them that, like, look, your taste may change. You may add on lighting, you may take off lighting, and that's okay. The only thing, with photo booth, we do a retainer. Once you make sure you want to, keep the photo booth because we reserve it for your date. But the other stuff that, I leave open for them, so where they can add it on or take it off at any time, as long as it's not set up, or that there isn't work pre-done, like monograms. Then there'd be a design fee if they cancel them. And then our final appointment that I usually do with them, because sometimes it's over the phone, sometimes it's in person, and that's just double checking everything, making sure we've got everything set. We go over the contract, make sure we've got times right, location. That's our last chance to go, okay, just a reminder, wanted to see, is there anything else? Here's what the contract includes. Is there anything else you guys were interested in that we didn't have a chance to cover that you wanted to have at your reception? And I ask it kind of in that very specific way because it's them letting me know what it is that they want. And then I can add to it instead of trying to bring in that sales approach to it. So there's a couple other things. Why don't we, though, as we continue with the time, I mean, and don't forget, guys, if you've pulled some nuggets off this, and if you are not subscribed already, right down below, hit that subscribe button. We're going to show your name. We want to see your name pop up right up towards the top there, and make that subscriber count go up there, and hit the like button, because we're going to see if we can do a little like spike here on this video. with everybody that's watching right now. But I would appreciate that. So, look at that. See, Matthew, thank you so much. So glad you enjoyed the stream. I want to show you guys before we continue. Let's find out who our winners are going to be. I was a little disappointed. I got 11 people. So easy to win this. 11 people who did it. And we've got 6 prizes, so your chance of winning is extremely good. I'm going to contact you after the stream if you guys do end up winning. The way we're going to do this, I got your names right here on our little chart here. And let me see if I've got our photos over here. Perfect. So I can bring those up. And what we're going to do is just use our little random number generator here from Google. So we've got 1 through 11. So let's go ahead and put 11 in. So our first one that's going to pop up is going to be, by the way, you can only win once. So if you win one time and we pick your number again, we go on to the next number, just so everybody knows that ahead of time. And of course, the 6 prizes that we have, I'll bring that up. First one's going to be our X2 projector mount. And second place is going to be a copy of Volume 7 projectors. And then I'm going to give away 3, 4, 5, and 6th place to getting free monogram service for one of the templates on the Living Motion Monograms website. So save you a little bit of time, and I'll do that for you and get you those files for one of your events coming up. So our first winner, you guys ready? Here we go. First winner is going to be number 9. Who's 9? JD Firestone. JD, let's look at his. JD wins an X2 mount. He just got one because he just got this EH515 projector. Did his first monogram recently too. So congratulations to JD Firestone of JD Productions. I appreciate you submitting your photo here. So let's go ahead and make him. Gets the X2. So our next winner is going to be number 11, Michael Gardner. Michael also has the EH515. And actually he's got a few of them. He's got a 416 too. He actually he submitted into the drawing twice by posting photos of both. Said you could have up to 2 entries that way. So let's see if he gets the Volume 7 projectors DVD. And he gets Volume 7 there. Our next winner, number 8, George Munger. George, you are going to get a monogram. And next, number 9, JD, you can't win again. Sorry, buddy. Number 4, Brett Jacob. Brett Jacob. All right. Brett Jacob is also sporting an EH515. Very popular projector. With the X2 projector mount there. Looks good, buddy. Thank you for submitting. And he gets... I know I'm going to mess this up if I... So, next one, number 6 is going to be, Michael gets a free monogram too. So Michael, his second submission was the 416. We can see here on a little totem. Looks good. I like the setup. He mounted the X2 projector mount using a little topper on his totem. So, it said the mount itself will fit nearly any projector out there. I think we finally found one. It didn't, and because the bolts are so wide. And I have to post which bolt holes are on the pretty much the outside of the projector. It's pretty crazy. So we've got 1, 2, 3 monograms given away. We got one more prize. Our final winner, number 2, Colin Cook. Colin, he submitted, posted online. He really wanted the X2 too. I know. He is our UK buddy, and so Colin will be contacting you as well for free design service on that. So again, special thanks to all of our everyone who submitted. I really do appreciate that, and hopefully in the future we'll do another fun little giveaway or something. Have another contest for you guys as well. Kind of coming back to our questions here. We've got Dean says, where do I get the planning form? That planning form basically is something that I just made with DJ Intelligence, and just inputted the questions I wanted to ask the clients, and I change it from time to time. There's some great planning forms available with the one. If you go to dj1%solution.com, Randy's got some pretty amazing planning forms that you can purchase, and I don't know if there's there's not a pre-consultation one, but a lot of the questions that are for the events, I just turned into kind of use those forms to make these. So and then whatever software or something that you're using, or if you want to make your own forms out of those questions that are available, then you can. So it's dj1%solution.com, and look for planning forms. I think it's like $35 or something for the planning forms, and then he'll email those over to you. It'll help out a lot. Gerald, you mean I wrote my award acceptance speech for nothing? Oh, I'm so sorry, Gerald. I wish we could have given everybody. You guys are all winners in my book. I promise. So, yeah. Final question, guys. Let me know what are some of the things that if there's stuff that you've heard that you've really liked, or is there anything that you guys have done that's also been helpful? How can we help out the community here? Maybe some ideas you've done in the past. Post them in the chat. Let me know, and we'll read them out, and hopefully it'll inspire some other really cool ideas. Yeah, Rhythm Masters does a lot of quinceañeras. Oh man, yeah. And with quinceañeras and bar mitzvahs, and just there's so much that's the add-on capital. You can do a wedding with just DJ service, and people, when they see stuff they like, and I think that's where I just had a really interesting conversation with someone about there was some information kind of let out there in the public where it was like, you don't need to use an HD projector to do monograms. You don't need, to do this. You don't need to. And really, it was just kind of like a lot of the important specs that I talk about on, to make it look incredible was just kind of, it's not something you need. Yeah, you're right. You really don't need all that stuff. But someone asked me like, well, what would you respond to that? And I'm like, he's right. You don't need that. You can do it that way. That's one way. But I think the difference is I want the people at the event to go, wow, I want them to want that at their wedding. I want them to be, amazed enough and to look at it and go, that looks incredible. That's what I want. I don't want them to look at it and go, oh yeah, that looks cool. Anyway, so what do you have? Ooh, they brought the cake out. Nice. I want that to be the talk. I want that to be like, wow, the room looks incredible. Whether it's with the add-ons or whether it's with, everything that we do as entertainers, being on the microphone, I want them to go look at me and go, that's what I want for a wedding. This is how I want my guest to feel. So I'm going to want to definitely get his phone number. I'm going to go up and ask for his card there. All right. And then finally for sales, the follow-up. We talked about that a little bit in our that final section, which is, you know, the final meeting itself. But don't be afraid. After, one of the things you can do is, you know, following the meeting, I usually send the clients just a little email saying, hey, great, you know, great meeting with you. Here's some, you know, the homework that we talked about that we want to get done. And also, you know, I always include that question. And was there anything else that we didn't cover that you'd like to know more about? Because a lot of the sales that I do is not in the meetings. It's over the phone. I get, you know, a lot of my clients who, following that meeting, they get that email and they're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we know. We really like the way the uplighting looked in our ballroom. Can we give me more information about the uplighting? What can we do? And, you know, what would it cost? And then that again gave me another opening to for that add-on. My goal is I think that it should never feel pushy. I always kind of give them those moments and those opportunities to ask for that stuff. And when they ask for it, you're only convincing one person instead of trying to convince the clients to do it as well. You know, you're not just convincing yourself that it would be good for the event, but you're also trying to convince the clients. And if they've already made that decision, like, oh, wow, yeah, we really like the way that looks, they've made that decision. Like, they know that they want this, but now they have to decide, like, hey, is this in our budget? Is this something that we can make it happen? And when they see something that looks spectacular, or something that they really, really want, they will find room in the budget. It's going to be important to them. And the stuff that they're going to set priorities to that. So, you know, go out there, you know, and just have fun in the meetings. Make it fun for them. Don't put a lot of pressure on them, and let them know that there are always options in the future. I think that will progress your sales incredibly. You're going to notice those numbers going up every month as people start to add stuff on. And these are events you probably already have booked. You know, start to implement some of these ideas into those, and just see, you know, you keep track. See, I have got a column on my spreadsheet that shows what they booked at and what the final balance was, because that tells me at the end of the year what did, you know, how much they added on after they booked my service. And that is a pretty important number to know. It's going to tell you a lot about how you're doing during the meetings. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Don't forget, please take a moment. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel here, hit the like button if you guys have got some nuggets out of this, and that it's helped you out. And, you know, make sure you check us out. We're on Facebook. Make sure you're members of our Facebook groups for the 1% Solution and Living Motion Monograms. Just ask to be a member. We're going to approve you and get you in there, bring you into the family, and help you guys out even more. Also, check us out on our websites, livingmotionmonograms.com, and of course, dj1%solution.com. Percent is spelled out for that web address. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. We will see you guys next week. And again, congratulations to all of our winners. And it looks like our big winner is JD Firestone with his X2 projector mount. So we'll be in contact with all of you guys and make sure you guys get your prizes. Thank you again. Congratulations to those guys. And we will see you guys on the next one. See you next week.